Shannon Sharpe sued for $50 million over alleged rapes. This came out this morning. Shannon Sharpe has just been sued for allegedly raping a woman on multiple occasions, and the plaintiff in the case is asking for tens of millions in damages. The lawsuit obtained by TMZ Sports was filed by Jane Doe on Sunday in Nevada after she says Sharpe brutally sexually assaulted her several times at the end of 2024 and the beginning of 2025 following a years-long abusive relationship. According to the suit, Jane Doe met Sharpe in 2023 at a gym in Los Angeles when she was 20 years old and he was in his mid-50s. She stated in the docs during their first encounter, Sharpe told her he would buy her fake tits if she won a weight loss competition with him. She wrote in the suit that Sharpe proceeded to pursue her relentlessly, calling, texting, and demanding she come to his Beverly Glen mansion. The woman stated she and the former Denver Broncos tight end ultimately got into a consensual relationship, though she described it as controlling and verbally abusive. Quote, he demanded complete control over her time and body, attorney Tony Busby wrote in Doe's lawsuit, expecting her to be at his house on his schedule at his command whenever he called. Doe claimed there was one argument in particular that terrified her when he yelled at her while a firearm was visible in the room. Quote, plaintiff tried sharing her location with friends from her iPhone just in case, the document states, but Sharpe saw her doing this. The moment he realized what she was doing, he grabbed her by the neck and told her, if you ever do that again, I will effing kill you. The two nevertheless continued the relationship, even following a move by both to Nevada during the summer of 2024. However, Doe states in her suit she attempted to break things off after his infamous Instagram live streaming incident, which she said led to him raping her. Doe claimed in her suit the first instance happened in October 2024 at her apartment. She said the 56-year-old Pro Football Hall of Famer forced himself on her while she was crying and sobbing. The second instance, the suit alleges, happened a few weeks later in January 25. Doe claims Sharpe came over to her house with promises of delivering a Christmas and birthday gift to her, but instead violently sexually assaulted her once more. She's suing for over $50 million. Quote, it takes a great deal of courage to stand up against those with power, fame, and money, Busby said in a statement after filing a suit on Doe's behalf. I look forward to pressing this case in court. Story ends. We've reached out to Sharpe for comment in the case, but so far, no word back. This is problematic. And yes, it's problematic. Like, hold on, they are in a consensual relationship. She's saying she's raped. This is very similar to what happened to Harvey Weinstein. The woman that he's in prison for, I think in New York or California, maybe it's California, they had a years-long consensual relationship that she claims involved a couple of instances of rape. And Harvey Weinstein's in prison. When they decide that they want to get you, they can come get you. Shannon Sharpe's history, when you hear Tony Busby's name involved in this, Tony Busby is the lawyer out of Houston that was the leader of the Deshaun Watson massage therapist problem. And so what ended up happening to Deshaun Watson was there was one massage therapist, there was two massage therapists, then there was three massage therapists. Then the next thing you know, there were 5, 6, 7, 25 massage therapists. And he couldn't get out from underneath that. And if anybody look up the history, if it hasn't all been buried and removed from Wikipedia, but look up the history on Shannon Sharpe and why he left CBS Sports when he was on the NFL Today show or whatever it was called over at CBS Sports. There were a lot of allegations involving baby mamas, ex-girlfriends, and they walked away from Shannon Sharpe and ended that deal because he had issues with women. And this used to be on his Wikipedia page, and then it's mostly either completely disappeared or mostly disappeared because money can do that. They can smear you or clean you up on Wikipedia. I'm not. I was alive at the time when this went on, and when Shannon Sharpe came to Fox Sports, obviously I was there, and I was like, wow, the guy just got ran out of CBS for all these allegations with women. How do you go all in on that in this Me Too era? So it was always baffling. And when you heard me back then, slightly complaining or letting off signals like, man, what's Shannon Sharpe doing with all this, racial that? Everybody's a racist, and he's putting on a do-rag and pretending like he smokes blunts and he's drinking and all this whole ghetto shtick. And I was like, oh, they got Shannon Sharpe by the little boys. He's compromised, and that's why he was hired. And so when you hear me on this show, or when I'm on the Fearless show, talking about like, hey man, they only promote and install people that they can completely control as it relates to black men, as it relates to black men on these sports shows and on these television networks. In order to get the big bag and the big opportunity, they have to have you compromised sexually or criminally in just some sort of way where you're so filled with gratitude that when an executive like a Jamie Horowitz, who was Shannon Sharpe's boss, says, hey man, we're gonna have you play the role of a minstrel clown who comes on here and screams the race card, and you're gonna be the Black Al Sharpton, even though Shannon, your history is you're not Malcolm X. You don't like Betty Shabazz. You like Becky Shabazz. And I was calling this stuff out in real time or back then, and people have said the things that I've said on Fearless were motivated out of jealousy, envy, and, I just want to tear down a black man. And I'm like, no, y'all don't know what I know. Shannon Sharpe, I hope you're watching or someone sends you this. And just think about yourself, think about your friends, think about all the guys you play with in the NFL, high-profile guys. Just think it through. The exact same fire you're trying to destroy Candace Owens with, that fire can come for you. It's called a backlash or whatever it is. Anyway, it could happen to you. Or you're not paying attention, or you have no discernment, you can't connect the dots, you can't see what I see, that this whole TV industry, this whole Diddy, Epstein, sexual compromise industry is at work here. And so I'm not sitting here, and who knows what the details are between Shannon Sharpe and this young woman, this 20-year-old woman. You didn't even have to have your ears to the ground. Is being talked about here in this lawsuit based on TMZ sounds similar to, things you may or may not have allegedly heard